think we have got everything sorted now. Thank you for your patience. If you logged on while we were still setting everything up, you may have even got the pre-recorded one with us actually setting up. All right, so let's find a comfortable position and we'll just get started straight away. Resting your hands on your knees, lengthening your spine and softening your shoulders. Welcome to our class today. I'm Bryony. This is Rowan. Welcome to our YogaBeez session. We're off to Australia today. So let's close our eyes and just settle the bodies, feeling your sitting bones connected to the earth. Noticing the length in your spine. Maybe just taking a moment to check in with yourself and how you feel in this moment. Notice your mood. Notice the thoughts in your mind. Notice your breath. The lower part of our body anchoring us to the floor, to the earth. The upper part of the body, we are finding space, length, openness. And we'll start with our 3 deep breaths. Breathing in and out. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And bringing our hands together in front of our heart centers. We start with our little yogic greeting. The goodness in me sees and honors the goodness in you. Namaste. Namaste. Welcome to this rainy Tuesday morning here in the United Kingdom. Luckily, in our adventure today, we are heading to the last continent we haven't explored yet. I might come a little closer with the globe so that I can show you the one that we'll be traveling to today. If you've been joining us for the past episodes, we have been to Africa, we've been to Europe, we've been to North America, South America, we've been to Asia, and today we are heading to Oceania, which is made up of Australasia and all the little islands around. We're not going to probably head to Antarctica because we might one day, but we don't have the correct gear for going there. But maybe we should do an expedition and go and visit the emperor penguins at some stage. But for today, we are heading to lovely, warm Australia. So let's get back on our mats and start our warm-ups. Let's start off bringing our feet out in front of us today, and we'll just get the windscreen wipers on and just windscreen wiper away some of that rain, so that we can have a good, clear vision for our journey ahead. And then bringing our feet together, taking hold of your ankles or your toes, and having a little few butterfly flaps with your wings, with your legs. I like to take each elbow, placing them on the thighs, and as I lengthen my spine, leaning forward, you might feel a little more of a stretch, and you might even want to use your elbows to gently push those knees down. Remember, in yoga, we only go as far as feels comfortable. Never force any movements. The wonderful thing about yoga is that it's non-competitive. So even if you're practicing with someone today, you will notice your bodies allow you to do different things, and we just honor that in all moments. Okay, crossing our legs. Let's take our hands forward. Walking the hands forward, and whichever leg is in front, we're going to walk to the opposite direction. And just give yourself a lovely little stretch on the side of the body. And back to the center. Bring your hands back. We'll just quickly swap over those feet, lifting our hips up. This is going to come in useful for one of our poses later. So that's a little preparation for that. Place the other leg in front. And let's get a stretch on the other side of the body. Do you remember which one was in front? Let's go the other side. And walking to the opposite direction. And stretch. Come back to the center. And from here, I thought today we could do some warm-ups standing. We often do them sitting, so today we can do some of them standing, but let's just transition ourselves up. So coming over onto all fours. Place your hands on the floor, underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And we'll start off with 3 cat and cows. So taking a lovely breath in. As we breathe out, we round our backs up towards the sky and look at your thighs or look at your belly buttons. You might even want to make the sound of a cat, meow. And then as we breathe in, we tilt the tailbone the other way, look straight ahead. Have a little bend in your front arms. Breathing out as we round the back into our cat pose. And breathing in as we come into our cow pose. Moo. Round your back one last time. Cats. And tailbones up to the sky, looking straight ahead for our cow poses. And then lengthening the spine. We're going to tuck our toes under. Lift up into downward dog. We're going to lift one leg up towards the sky. And then bring it back. Lift the other leg up towards the sky. And bring it back. Come back onto your knees. And we're going to stretch one leg behind us. And then we're going to round our backs as we bring our nose to our knees. Breathe in as we stretch the leg back. Breathe out as we bring the nose to the knee. And place that leg on the floor. Let's do the other side. Stretch the other leg back. Breathe in. Breathe out as we squeeze the nose to the knee. Breathe in as we lengthen. And breathe out as we squeeze the nose to the knee. Might be easier with your hands flat down on the floor. Gives you a little more control. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up into downward dog, looking at your feet. And then bend your legs and start to walk your hands towards your feet. Let your body hang like a rag doll for a moment. Just let everything hang. You might like to start to straighten your legs here, or you might like to keep them in a bend. Just let your back be long, your neck be heavy. You might even want to nod your head for a moment. Yes, yes. No, no. And then everyone really bend your knees. And let's roll ourselves slowly, slowly up. All right. So, a few more little standing warm-ups. This is also a balancing pose. So you might want to be near a wall if you're feeling wobbly today, or you might hold on to the person next to you. Or if you're on your own, or if you'd like to practice this pose without support, find something to focus on. So I might bring the globe here in front of us. I don't know if you can see that. You might like to focus on the globe or something in your roofs that isn't moving. And we're going to take our hands onto our hips and we're going to lift one knee up. Imagine you've got a pot of paint beneath your foot. I want you to dip your toe into that paint, and then we're just going to mix the paint with the toe. So 3 circles in one direction, 3 circles in the other direction, and then lift the foot out of the pot. We're going to do little circular movements from the hips. 3 in one direction, 3 in the other direction. And then drawing with the point of your toe, imagine that's a paintbrush and you're drawing a circle on the floor. So just kind of moving from the knee area, trying to keep the thigh relatively still. And then flick any paint off your foot, flick, 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 flick that foot out and place that leg down. Let's try the other side. So bending the knee and dip your foot into the paint. And then stir the paint with the foot 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other direction. Then we move the thigh bone, the femur, into the pelvis, making 3 circles in one direction, 3 circles in the other direction. And then we're going to make circles on the floor with the point of your toes. So maybe you can even hold on to your thigh and then go 3 the other direction. It's all a bit challenging, this one. And then flick the paint off your foot. And I think we're good to go. Let's bring our hands in front of us. Just flick out the fingers. Bring the heels of the hands together. And just making little circular movements. Again, 3 in one direction and 3 in the other direction. Shake out the arms, hands on the hips. Look over one shoulder behind you. Look over the other shoulder behind you. Look down to the floor and up to the ceiling. Good. So I think all the joints of our bodies have now had a little warm up. So we'll come into our sun salutation. So Rowan's going to be facing you and I'm going to be facing to the side. If you can come to the front of your mat so that you've got enough space behind you to step back. Okay. In your mountain pose, take a deep breath in. As we breathe out, bring your hands together in front of your hearts. Breathing in as we lift our arms up to the sky. And as we breathe out, we fold from the waist. I bet you guys are experts at this now. Breathing in, take a big step back, back knee on the floor in your runner's lunge. Take the other foot back into plank. And lower your knees, your chest and your chin. Breathing in as we glide up into a baby cobra. Elbows in, low cobra. And then tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up into downward dog. Making that triangular shape with your body. Let's just take a deep breath in here. And a breath out. The leg we step back. We're going to lift towards the sky and step it all the way forward. Back knee on the floor, look straight ahead. And step the other leg forward. Breathe in as we lift our arms up. And breathe out the other side. Good. As always, we like to take a nice little breathing exercise between the two sides. So maybe today we'll do the finger count breathing. So instead of counting with our words, we use our fingers to help us to count. We breathe in for 5. And breathe out for the count of 5. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then we do the other side. So I'm going to be doing my left side now. So come to the front of your mat. And let's begin again. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands together in front of your heart. Breathe in, stretch your arms up. And breathe out as we fold from the waist. Take a big step back with one foot and look straight ahead. Take the other foot back into plank and lower your knees, your chest and your chin. Breathe in as we glide forward into a little low cobra. Lovely. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and look at your feet. Breathe in, step that leg up and all the way forward, back into our runner's lunge. And then step the other foot forward. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, arms down. Well done. Okay, we're definitely ready. We're heading to Australia. I'd love you to let us know where you are joining us from today. In the comments, you can always let us know who you are and where you are practicing in the world today. So, if any of you are here in England or the United Kingdom and it's raining, we are now heading to a country of lots of sunshine, Australia. All right. First of all, we are going to be an animal that you find in Australia. It's very big and jumpy. What do you think it could be? A bunny. It could be a bunny. What else could it be? I'll give you a clue. It's a marsupial. So it holds its baby in its pouch. I bet you guys have got it at home.
Kangaroo.
Of course, it's a kangaroo. Now, the ones we're going to be are the red kangaroos. They are the biggest kangaroos, and they can get to almost 2 meters tall. So that's pretty much still another half a meter taller than me. Pretty huge, huh? How much of you? I'd say, yeah, probably, well, I'd say that's about a meter. So, yeah, about another half one of you too. Pretty big. Don't want to mess with them. So for this one, I want you to keep your feet together. Give yourself some little punching paws, but don't punch the person next to you. We're going to, when we do our punching, we're actually going to punch across and across, crossing this midline of your body because that's a good way to connect your left and right hemispheres of your brain. But first of all, some cardiovascular work to get your heart beating. We're going to jump 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those were very little kangaroo jumps. I wonder how high you can jump. Are you doing the side jump? Right, from here, some breathing and some punching. So crossing this midline, we take a breath in. And as we breathe out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And stop. And 10 more jumps. Let's see how high you can get this time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, 9, 10. And stop. Let's do some slow punch breath this time. Breathe in. I see where you're going. And down. All right, we're going to go and visit a big rock. This is called Ayers Rock, or actually the correct Aboriginal name is Uluru. So we're going to come into our mountain pose for this one. You might like a little gap between the feet, or you might like to have your feet close together, just whatever feels better in your body. Your arms down by your side. And as we stand here, strong and still, we're going to take a deep breath in, breathe in, and a breath out. This pose is a great pose to do whenever you need a little grounding. Maybe your head is really busy with thoughts, maybe you're feeling really energetic and you just want to calm yourself down for a moment, just standing like this in our mountain pose. Now there's another range of mountains in Australia just off the west of Sydney that are called the Blue Mountains. And the reason they're called the Blue Mountains is because they're full of forests of eucalyptus trees. And when it's very hot, the eucalyptus oil forms a little mist above the trees. And from a distance, this actually gives a blue haze when it catches in the light of the sun. So let's be some eucalyptus trees. Again, you might like to use our globe to focus on. You might like to hold your partner and do a partner tree pose, bringing your foot either onto your calf. If you're coming right up into your thigh, then it really might be good to hold onto your partner. Beautiful. I wonder how still your eucalyptus trees are at home. And remember, if you're feeling super wobbly, I sometimes even just keep my foot down on the floor. And then you can play around with where you'd like your branches to be, maybe up, out to the side, above your head, into the Namaste hands in front of you. And maybe as an extra challenge today, let's try this one. We're going to lift our hands up. Imagine someone's actually holding your hands. You're going to slide your foot up just above your ankle so you don't have too far to go. And then we're going to close our eyes. See if you can close your eyes and still keep your balance. Woo! It's a lot harder, isn't it? Okay, bring your arm down. Let's do the other side. So maybe you had your foot on the floor, or maybe you went slightly above, but remember, never on the knee, okay? So you can have your foot wherever you like, but just not on the knee. Again, maybe you want to come up into the thigh. Maybe you take hold of a hand, or maybe this side you feel kind of balanced. You seem pretty balanced on that side if you look at the globe. Amazing. Really lovely. Okay, and slowly come down. Let's do that. Oh, we want to do that one. Oh, we like that one too, the partner tree. See if you can do that one. Foot behind. Whoa. And then arms out to the side. Lovely. Should we try that little challenging one? Yeah. Maybe we'll do this one with our eyes closed this time. So put your foot on your leg, lift your arms up, and let's see if we can close our eyes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Way, definitely easier when you've got the help of a partner. All right. So from here, in these eucalyptus trees are these amazing, they're actually called powerful owls. Of course, they're nocturnal, so they come out at night. So we're going to come down into a squat. If you want to really challenge yourself, you could stay up like this, or you could place your knees down on the floor. So I'm going to start like this, take my hands into Namaste, but behind my back. Let's see if you can, and if that feels really tricky, you can just hold onto your ankles behind your ankles. These are not your ankles, your elbows.
Is it like this?
It's like, yeah, it's like that, but see if you can get the hands up. So a bit like the fingers are pointing up.
Yep.
Really opens up. Yeah, that's it, amazing. Really opens up the chest, the shoulders, but it can feel a little strong on the arms, and we don't want to pop a shoulder out of place. So, okay? Hurts your fingers. Okay, so obviously we don't want to hurt ourselves, so just do what feels comfortable. I'm actually going to come down now. I'm going to keep my toes tucked under and give my feet a little stretch too. Ooh, this actually feels pretty challenging for me. Some people find that okay, having your toes tucked under like that for a long time. You find it okay? Oh, I find it so painful. So I'm going to untuck mine and just come into my heel sitting. Open your eyes big and wide like an owl. And let's look over our shoulders behind us, turning our heads nearly all the way around. About 270, 280. Come back to the front and all the way the other side. You might like to make some owl sounds. All right. I think that was a funny sounding owl. It was an Australian one. Sounds different. All right. From here as well, in our eucalyptus trees, of course, we have all those wonderful koala bears. So get yourself a eucalyptus branch, and we're going to lower ourselves down, 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 slowly, slowly, working those tummy muscles, back of the head on the floor, and let's wrap our arms and legs around the branch of a eucalyptus tree. And you thought it was? Oh, the relaxation, not yet. Okay, have a little rock from side to side. Koala bears, munching away on your eucalyptus tree leaves. All right, now we're going to get onto our bicycles. We're going to slowly ride. Oh, you said I shouldn't hold. Just hold on like that.
Yeah,
okay.
It's not really good.
Yeah, he thinks that I shouldn't be doing the arms as well. You can, trying to get sort of a bit of brain balance, both things going on. Or you could just hold onto your handlebar and you could cycle your legs really slowly up the steep mountains. And then we get to the top of the mountain and we go fast, 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 fast. Open your legs, open your arms. Whee! Look, Mom, no hands, no legs, no teeth. All right, from here, we're going to roll ourselves up because we have arrived at the Great Barrier Reef, which is on the coast of the Queensland coast. The Great Barrier Reef, one of the largest coral reefs in the world, very beautiful. So we're going to tread very lightly. In fact, we shouldn't tread at all because when you stand on the corals or the anemones, we can actually do a lot of damage to them. So if we are snorkeling anywhere around there, just to be very careful not to touch anything. Right, let's get into a boat. But as we're stepping into the boat, we notice all these little crabs running along the beach. So we did this pose earlier in our warm-up, the tabletop. Take your hands behind you. Your fingers could be out to the side or pointing forward. Press into your feet. Lift your hips up. Look along your knees. And as we are crabs, we're going to see if we can walk to the side. Oh, this little crab coming this way. I'm out of here. You might even want to use your pincers to tickle another crab. Tickle, tickle. All right, you got to position yourself so that tickle, tickle. But remember, no hurting, no pinching. Just little tickles. All right, got ya. All right, let's get into our boats. Oh, we love the boat pose. This one's good for the thighs, good for the tummies, good strengthener. We love it, don't we? Right. We could also do the partner boat pose. We've done it a few times. We've discovered. Do you remember that one? But because our legs are different lengths, we end up kind of pushing each other over a bit. So maybe we can just do it facing each other. Holding underneath your knees, lifting one leg, lifting the other, okay? Should we just be slightly away from each other? Or do you want to come into the partner pose? Oh, let's see if without holding hands, we could get you to straighten your legs. Up, 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 up. Ah. Another way is to hold onto your toes. See if that's any easier. Holding onto your toes, bringing your knees into you, and then lifting those legs up, 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 and you may roll back.
Let's stay
All right, he might stay there. Okay, I always have to keep an eye on the time because I end up having such fun, but I generally overrun, but we'll try and keep it to half an hour. Right, as we are out in our boats, we notice a pod of dolphins. Wonder if you remember the dolphin pose. This one's a really good strengthener for the arms, for the shoulders. Oh, he knows. That's it. It's a bit like the downward dog, except your forearms are on the floor. And really press them into the floor so we never come up onto our wrists. Excellent. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, and glide forwards and back. Forwards and back. Maybe one more forwards and back. And then into a little sea sponge. Make yourself into a child pose, into a little ball. Find your breath. Find your breath. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly rolling up. Now, we're not actually going to go snorkeling today, but we're going to take our snorkels and we are going to put our heads over the side of the boat and just have a look at some of the sea creatures from a distance. We don't want to stand on them or touch them. So let's see if do you want to see if your snorkel's working? You're going to make your hand into a little funnel shape. Place it over your mouth. Breathe in and out through your nose. Notice when you breathe in through your mouth, the air is lovely and cool. And when you breathe out of your nose, the air is warm. So this is a good way to cool your bodies down if you're feeling a little hot and bothered, or temperature hot. So one more, breathing in through the mouth and out through the nose. Place your masks on and let's look over the side of the water. Careful when you fold forward, you might even want to place your hands on the floor, look over the water. Wow, look at all those beautiful coral. And I can see some sea anemones and some starfish. So let's come up. The sea anemone pose is great fun if you've got a group, if there's 3 or 4 or 5 of you. But you can do it on your own and you can do it with one other person too. So if you're doing it on your own, you're basically feet together, open your knees, arms up, arms down. Do you want to give it a go? Arms at the side, and then you come up into your balancing pose, okay? If you are practicing with someone today, you could maybe try together. So the feet they can be touching, knees open, arms up, breathe in, arms down, breathe out, and then just bring your breath back to normal. See if you can find some hands. You see, easier actually if there's 4 or 5 or 6 of you, but we're going to give it a go anyway. I think we need to be nice and close. And then we're going to lean back. Yeah, that's why we need to be really close so that we can lean back. Lean back, lean back, lean back. And maybe this little sea anemone opens up its little tentacles. Can you lift your arms up? I mean, your legs. Up, up. Lift them up. I.e. balance them on mine. Let's see if I can lift them up. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. And then let go of your partner. Roll back. And let's just be some seaweed. Gently floating in the sea. This is one of my favorite sea poses. I love to just let my arms and my legs gracefully move in the air as if the water is moving there. It's very calming pose. All right. And then from here, I'm actually going to roll myself up just because I'd like to find my way back onto my mat for our final Shavasana. And for this pose, we're going to come into a starfish. So do you want to come back onto the pose? A little seaweed over there. I mean onto the pose, onto the mat. Right, from here, hold on to that seaweed. And again, let's lower ourselves down, 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 down. And my starfish, he's going to have 5 arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the head will make the 5th one. And just laying, you might even want to have your arms really stretched up like a star. I always like to have my arms more or less by my side, but away from the side of my body. So all the air can reach all parts of the body as we start to settle. Imagining now that we are laying on a beautiful white sandy beach. The beautiful beaches of Australia. The sand is warm. We can feel the sunshine on our skin. It's a perfect temperature. We're covered in good factor sunscreen. So we just get enough vitamin D into our bodies today. There's a gentle breeze. And if you listen carefully, you might hear the song of seagulls flying overhead. You might also hear the sound of the ocean, almost as if the sea is breathing as the waves gently lap the beach, as if the tide is breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you can make your breath sound like the ocean, breathing in and breathing out. As we lay here on the beach, notice the body becoming heavier. The heels of the feet, the back of the legs, the weight of the pelvis, the lower back, your shoulder blades, the back of your arms, back of your hands, back of your head, all supported by the floor beneath us. So know where we need to be right now, except right here, calm, peaceful. We've exercised our bodies. And now just taking a moment to be still, to be peaceful, quiet and calm. Enjoy the stillness. Enjoy the peace. And we can hold on to this feeling in our bodies and our minds all day as we gently start to wriggle our fingers and our toes, just starting to tell our body that we're coming slowly into a wake up. So we never make any really fast movements while we're doing this. Slowly we start to slide our heels towards our sitting bones. Oh, I'm still imagining that I'm here in the sunshine, bringing my knees into my chest, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe in this moment you could say either quietly in your head or even out loud, I love my body. I love my body. Let's gently rock from side to side, massaging your backs against the floor beneath you. And then placing your feet down on the floor, let your knees drop over to the side and make a little pillow with your hands. Take a deep breath here through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we start to roll ourselves up. Slowly coming into a comfortable sitting position that we started in, either with your legs crossed or heels sitting. And let's finish off with our last 3 chimes. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing our hands together in front of our heart centers, and we can gently open our eyes now as we bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed today's class, maybe you could give us a like. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Next time we're going to, I'm not sure yet. If you have any suggestions of classes you might like to do or you might like to explore, do send us a message or send us a comment. Lovely to see you all. Andrea White, Karen LaRue. Oh, so many blue. Lovely. Sophie, Nicole. So wonderful to see you all. Nicola, Chai, Amanda, love to you all. I'm sorry if I didn't mention everyone's names, but I always love to go through afterwards and see who was practicing with us today. So lots of love to you all. Bye.